Magandang araw mga kaibigan. Bigyan natin ngayon ng opinion reaction itong post ng Batas PH. 16 hours ago, meron silang editorial title. Boying Rimulya eyeing the ombudsman position. A shameful attempt to dilute the mechanism against corruption. So, dito sinasabi na ang ombudsman should be an independent institution na walang kinakatakutan para ma-prosecute ang mga pinaghinalang gumagawa ng kalokohan when it comes to graft and corruption. Sabi dito, the recent announcement of Justice Secretary Rimulya expressing his craving to hold the ombudsman position is not just a wicked ambition, it is more of a defensive attempt to potentially cover up future prosecution efforts against his inner circle and blossom buddies. The 1987 Philippine Constitution and Ombudsman Act of 1989 empowers the anti-graft body not only to investigate but also to impose administrative penalties such as orders of fine, suspension, and dismissal from service against all kinds of government officials, even cabinet members of the president accused of plunder, graft and corruption, and incompetence. Our legal system vests the ombudsman with a vital role to streamline the accountability of public officials. This is especially true with the consolidation of investigatory, prosecutory, and adjudicative powers within the ombudsman, which is legally intended to efficiently curb corruption and ensure integrity within the public office. No less than the Supreme Court recognizes the ombudsman role in championing the welfare of the people against erring government officials. Undoubtedly, it can shape the landscape of the country's legal system. That's why whoever leads it should be someone who has recognized probity and the highest principles of honesty and decency. But why shouldn't the power of the ombudsman fall into the wrong hands of someone like Boying Rimulya? This is because he lacks all the necessary standards to become an effective anti-graft buster. So, hindi daw maging effective si Secretary Boying Rimulya na maging ombudsman. Sabi niya, Boying is under ombudsman investigation. In May 2025, Senate Committee on Foreign Relations Committee Chair Amy Marcos tapped the ombudsman to investigate Rimulya's potential criminal and administrative liabilities for alleged arbitrary detention, graft, usurpation of judicial authority, and false testimony in connection with the arrest and subsequent turnover of former President Duterte to the International Criminal Court. Boying should have no place in the application process. O, take note ito, may rules pala ang Judicial and Bar Council. Ito yung rule. Section 5, Rule 4 of the Judicial and Bar Council rules provide that those with pending criminal or regular administrative cases should be automatically disqualified from being nominated for appointment to any judicial post or as ombudsman or as deputy ombudsman. Oh. Salamat dito sa Batas PH, gayon ko lang nalaman. Nasa rules pala ng Judicial and Bar Council, pag may meron kang pending administrative or criminal case, automatic disqualified ka na. As of July 4, may nabasa akong post, 17 na ang applicants ng para ombudsman. 3 Supreme Court justices ang kasama. isa active, ang dalawa retired. May Sandigan Bayan Presiding Judge, mataas din ito. Kasama din doon, may mga justices ng Court of Appeal siguro, kaya justice man lang nakalagay. So, mabibigat po ang nag-apply. Mga may proven track record sa judiciary so hintayin natin ang resulta ng Judicial and Bar Council dahil sila ang magre-recommend ng shortlist, 3 ba o 5 i-recommend nila sa Pangulo para ang Pangulo ang mamili. Okay, sana pa. This is not to say Boying is guilty. Rather, this is only to emphasize that putting someone as ombudsman while he himself is under ombudsman investigation is nothing but a shameful insult to the principles of accountability we sought to achieve. It invites impunity and weakens institutional checks on power. Narinig ko yan, tinanong ng mga reporters, kumusta yung kaso na naisampa sa kanya. Sabi niya, no problem, bahala na ang Judicial and Bar Council dyan. So, tingnan natin kung ano ang magiging hatol ng Judicial and Bar Council sa dami ng applicants, kung isama ba nila si Secretary Boying sa list of nominees na pagpilian ng Pangulo para maging ombudsman. Ang interview, ang alam ko, is July 30 and 31 and August 1 and 4. Yan, interview ng mga applicants sa Judicial and Bar Council. Magre-retire pala si Ombudsman Martires July 27. So, malapit na.
Karon mag-atok na gyud sa balay ni Ante. So lipay kayo ang nagtabang sa iyaha na makabalay na si Ante. Kay balo si Ante, gitabangan ra siya. Kabalay na gyud si Ante.
Sandayan nyo dak dia.
Kali mo mani.
Ano man nagid ang balay ni Ante o nindot nagid nga tan-awon. Nindot kaayo ang atop ni Ante, humanag gyud ang iyang balay. So humanag gyud ang dingding, salog og ang iyang sira-sira, bintana. So kompleto na. Humanag gyud ang balay ni Ante. Sumulit na siya karon ani. Og karon human naman ang balay ni Ante og mao na ni ang among ihatag sa iyaha nga kompleto, kaldero, kalha og kutsara, plato og banig, habol kompleto og bugas, sudan. Managyod nindot na gyud kaayo ang balay ni Ante. Oh. Og karon naghaling na pod si Ante sa iyang kusina. So bitan-o na ni auntie ang ipanghatag sa iya ha. So mo na ni tanan, baso, kutsara, luwag, kaldero, kalha, bitsin, asin og tinapa, bugas ang among nahatag ni auntie kay nauman naman siya sa iyang balay, so kompleto among gihatag habol banig.
Nakatawag sa kuha.
Oo.
Ayo sa naluyan ko.
Pila na di auntie mong edad ante?
Tres adun man lang.
53 na ka. Oo, so si auntie mo na ni siya gitabangan, 53 na ang iyang edad, so kompleto ang iyang gihatag ug nagpasalamat sa Ginoo. Salamat ante.